Okay, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rising Angels Reborn. Last time we left things off with quite the cliffhanger, as Faye is about to die, I'm pretty sure. I mean, either that or she's just going to be able to barely move. But either way, Faye's in serious trouble right now. Let's see what happens. Kika, I need you to put pressure on the swoon. Kika, she's going to die if you don't help. Right, I can do this. That's right, we need you. We need Hero Navigator Star. She's my minion. They can expect this from me. They expect this from me, right here, right there. Major Natalie, tell me when you run off like that, soul. Kika wasn't focused, and we didn't have the time to waste. Just like now, time to prove your worth, Colonel. You see... You keep telling me that we have to keep you around for situations like this. Situation happened, do something. Have you stabilized the bleeding? I'm trying, but those things have some sort of venom in their claws. I'm having a hard time. Well, alas, our anti-venom supply is drastically small. There's little I can do to aid her. But what about that box? I mean, never mind. What box? Perhaps our lovely quartermaster means my most recent shipment of medicines. Perhaps she is right, and there might just be enough for our dear Lupita friend. There better be. I also want a full report on what was contained in the box. That you think ill of me at a time like now? No matter. Come, let us take her to my lab. Major Natalie, I want a full report. Commander, there isn't a lot of time. We need to send the ship in pursuit of the shuttle whose route we tracked earlier. Then have Major Tenzin take care of it, and I'll waive the safety regulations about being strapped in. I want to know what happened down there. There. Kika. I need you to tell the AI coordinates to follow. You sure you can handle it? Of course I can. Leave everything to me. Report to the bridge as soon as you're done. I want your story as well. Bridge, now. How am I going to explain this? That recording was the only thing you found down there. Yes, ma'am. I did a thorough sweep of the site and found nothing else of value. Just like the previous site, everything had been stripped of information. 2 hours at the ground site, and that was all you were able to discern. Sheesh, 2 hours down there was how much we spent last episode. Sheesh. Yes, ma'am. I've heard tale of how Saitos were masters at discovering even the most hidden truth. Performance is not living up to those standards. Yes, ma'am. Did you take photographs of either ground site for later study? Of course not, Major Natalie. Did you ensure that your security officer had performed her checks to ensure safety of my crew? Oh, now she's my security officer. I did. We ensured that all protective measures were taken. So you let Captain Moonfollow out of your line of vision. She was within shouting distance and had Lieutenant Starr with her. How could I have foreseen it? Correct. You all made the right choice at the start. When you heard this recording that the team had been attacked, did you deem it important to notify them? That is my fault, ma'am. Soul? I was agitated with Natalie and started a fight. She was going to notify Moonfollow, but I pulled her away from it. The error in judgment resides with it. Don't let him lie. Don't let him lie. I was the one who cared more about finding more clues. They're both wrong, Commander. I just watched them fight instead of doing anything to break it up. Well, you all screwed up equally. You all fucked up in the same manner. Well, as the ranking officer in charge of the operation, I bear all responsibility for what happened out there. Major, you will learn as you command that there are times when you could have prevented a catastrophe. Hindsight will always be perfect. You screwed up today in a way that could have been prevented. You let emotions drive you and let your guard down. Captain Moonfollow had to pay for the mistake. Mistakes happen. Learn from them. Tell me what happened to Captain Moonfollow. I can explain that. By all means. Faye was investigating some wild flowers she noticed on the fringes of the camp. Pope thought it was really strange because it was the only flower she'd found. What were you doing? Thinking. So both of your guards are down and you are outside the vision range of Lieutenant Sir. Oh, I'm sorry. We thought everything was safe. Bearing. Sorry if my bearing isn't rock hard right now. I'm a little shook up. 1 minute, I'm staring off into space. Next, there were these things leaping out of the sand. They were like large fish with stingers grafted to their tails. Long, curved, ghastly things reminded of the night sky. They were on top of Faye before I could do anything. I tried to beat them off Faye, but they just swarmed all over her. I beat them, I hit them, but they just kept coming. It meant something, right? She might have been gravely injured, but I saved her life. We'll see in time. Lieutenant Zuri, does that match your impression of them? Swarm was the... What the heck was that voice? Swarm was the best way to describe them. I think the campsite was on top of their nest. Could they have been used as a defense from intruders set up by the researchers? Don't think so. I think they were meant to protect whatever the researchers uncovered, like Thunderstorm. Could these have been defenses against intruders? The idea is bleak, but strangely reassuring. There could have been tougher defenses if this device was truly dangerous. I call her as soon as Face tells me she came to the same conclusion. Are either of you injured? Like they could hurt me. A couple of scratches, nothing serious. Stingers didn't get me, so no poison to worry about. All of you except Lieutenant Zuri return to duty. We'll need all hands prepared for whatever awaits us at our destination. Where is it, ma'am? Deep space. Unknown worlds out there. We're jumping into the depths of darkness. Our supplies are limited, so I'm ordering us to move Rat 2. Blech. I've survived on ration level 2 before, but I don't like it. Smaller portions, nothing wasted. You messed up, but completed the objective. We can do better the next time. Dismissed. Yes, Mom. Come on, Zuri, let's stop by my lad before I walk you to the room. I want to take a look at your wounds. Not going to experiment on me, are ya? Perhaps. There might be information on where these things come if they were a genetic weapon. I was kidding! That's why you don't joke about these sort of things around Natalie. I'll remember that. Sure you will. Let's get back to the bridge, Star. Wingy will want to hear all about how you beat back swarms of mutant fish. Fine. Have fun playing doctor. Let's go, Zuri. Here you are. Going to take a nap? Not until I've had a look at your wounds. Nat, the mad scientist! Here I am trying to make sure you're happy and healthy, and you're trying to escape from it. What if the wounds contain poison? I don't know. Take me to stand? Starting to suspect that our good doctor might be trying to pocket metal supplies on the side. I'd rather be the one to inspect your wounds. Me too, he's nice to me, but he always asks the strangest questions. What sort of questions? I don't know, he doesn't ask them to me anymore. After about a month or so, he stopped caring about me or my existence. Probably for the best. Where were you cut? My hand. Don't worry, I'm fine. Stop glaring at me, please. Hand out. No. Don't make me get a sedative from the doctor. I'm not letting you get away without an inspection. If you insist. I am. You saved Kika and Faye. A legendary warrior like yourself deserves the best treatment possible. I did. I saved them. Are you impressed? Very. You're not mad about me having to hit you with your tail? What will my... What? What did I just say? Whatever. I tried to be very careful. Normally, people slap the other person when they aren't being logical. Your tail had a lot more force. Sorry. Don't apologize. If I would have went with you, those things would have torn me apart. You saved my life. Almost broke my arm in the process, but you saved my life. While she's distracted by thoughts of being a valiant warrior, I take her coarse hands into mine. Despite her protests, I can see her hand was cut up pretty bad. I see trace amounts of liquid other than blood on her hand. With a small vial and rubber gloves, I gather up as much of the liquid-infused blood as I can. Don't remember reading many animals that can leave notable amounts of venom in their victim. What is it? Not quite sure. One I have to analyze, though. Don't appear to be showing any signs of contamination, but tell me immediately if you start feeling funny. Knock knock. Not that kind of funny. Close inspection, inspection. I can't English so well. I can see that the slice was the right word for it. The cuts are clean and deep. How Zuri manages to go without wincing as I clean up the wounds is remarkable. But why would a wild beast be able to claw up someone in such a perfectly straight and precise manner? It's most peculiar. Go test it. I can see it in your eyes. You really want to go test it. Not until I finish bandaging up your hand. Don't you need to focus on... I don't know what I need right now. Just let me help. There. See? All better. Come on. I want to know what's bugging you. I want to know how you aren't moaning and groaning. Those were some deep cuts. Little scratches? They're nothing. I've got roughed up a lot worse. From the scripting we just got. Geesh, what is your daily life like, Zuri? Guess all that physical training has its perks. I'll look over my identifier and pour the liquid onto the mixer. Since we're in shift, heading for the furthest reaches of space, not going to be able to use the database. I'm gonna have to hope it's a common toxin. Yeah, that'll happen. The mutant creature on some far-off world isn't going to be. What's that light? It's done. Pull out the readout, expecting to see an error. No, it's the result. Tritexa. Quadrotexodon. Toxin designed by the Ralton Empire. Lethal to Lupede and Kitsune in nearly 65% of direct contact Oh my. Of course it is. Oh, we messed up. Most symptoms include muscle paralysis, short-term memory loss, and depending on the dose, rapid death. It's on a cellular level by preventing the exchange of oxygen and CO2. Oh no, oh no. Also guys, I've been thinking, I do really like this game. I plan to go through, every route on camera. Again, it's not new Lupede. Oh wait, yeah, so after I finish this playthrough of it, I'll be using a guide to get every ending. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Against non-Lupede and non-Kitsune, it had very little effect. It had very little effect. Most people don't show any effects even after exposure of considerable quantities. That seems like a strange thing for a mutant desert fish to excrete. Perhaps not. Those cuts, too clean to be natural. Computer, how many matches do I have for Ralton genetic weapons that match Lieutenant Zuri's descriptions? Checking with database of known Ralton genetic weapons. Description matches 3 potential candidates. The Empire did this? Why? Why would they attack scientists? Wanted the weapon for themselves, obviously. Still, something here doesn't make sense. Why did you attack the scientists with such strange weapons if you already knew the location? One of the most important rules of warfare is to know your opponent. Whoever they wanted to kill was a Lupede or a Kitsune. Maybe we're thinking about this the wrong way. Nothing in the researcher's audio log suggested that creatures who attacked him were fish-like. This is going out on a limb, but what if the Raltons survived after the scientists? They could have killed researchers and stolen their data. That would explain why we can't find any info. The last researcher managed to escape with a weapon with the Imperials in pursuit. But our friendly little fishies were meant to prevent us from following them any further. They knew we were coming and made a move to stop us. But how could they jam our attempts of understanding if they didn't know we were coming? They knew? Spy. Spy on board has been forwarding all our information to allow the Raltons a chance to beat us to the punch. We need to talk to Faye before our insidious foe can get to her. She knows something. Something so important, it was worth making sure she died on the plane instead of me. Who would try to kill Faye? Faye's harmless. What sort of sick mind would attack the innocent? Someone who knew our coordinates, who had direct access to my lab at one point, who has never had an alibi, and who could bait Faye into a trap. But the only person who fits all those conditions is Kika. She wouldn't try to kill her friend. Would she? Pride can make people do terribly stupid things. Don't you believe Kika? It's my job to question assumptions until I can determine the truth. You must lead a really sad life, huh? Sad. I guess it is a little sad. Trust is a commodity I can't afford to have if I want to find out the truth. Trust is something I can't have. Never thought about it like that. I always thought I would be fighting the legions of evil across the galaxy, finding villains and thwarting them with ease. Never thought I'd have to think ill about heartbroken kitsunes who lost their parents. Never thought I'd look suspiciously at a man who ran every day with me to improve my fitness scores. Hey, I'm there for you. Don't look so sad. I'm not sad. Okay, but if you are, you can always talk to me. I might not understand everything, but I can always be there to give you a sympathetic shoulder. It's nice to know. Let's get you back to your room before the commander starts asking. No, yell if you need me. No door will stop me from helping you thwart the true culprit. Thanks, Zuri. Her soft green eyes twinkle with happiness, and I can feel a little bulb of joy bloom in my heart. Knowing I have someone supporting me, even if she's got crazy misconceptions of honor and pride, gives me hope. If I can find the culprit, the researcher, and his weapon, stop everything. If I can find the culprit, find the researcher and his weapon, stop everything, then no one will need to suspect her anymore. Weird, I'm considering Zuri's happiness more important of a priority than my promotion. I must be feeling sick or too tired to evaluate the situation better. Still, I like this warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart. Ah, Yuri. Gotta love the Yuri. Posting guard over the entrance to the auxiliary lab where Stan resides is a vigilant soul. His eyes are sharp, but his gaze seems to be staring at something more than the metallic door of the lab. How's she doing? The dog or the house cat? Kika says she's fine, but you can see it in her eyes. The cat is skittish, jumping at every little noise. Barely focusing on her instruments, Al had to take over. Do you think she knew that she was walking into a hive of dangerous creatures, or that she was going to get her best friend nearly killed? Both. Soul gives me a sad look of understanding. Does he know of my suspicions? Does he know of that foul job I must perform? If she did, those tears are rather convincing. Kika? Crying? Strange, right? Turns out the little kitten can mew loudly when she thinks no one's around. Don't look so happy at her sorrow. Sorry, I just like the hero knocked down a peg. You're a monster. If you knew her like I did, you'd be happy to see that she has a humble side. Is that why you're here, so you could rejoice in the pain of that mutt you hate so much? How is she doing? Do you care? She woke up for a couple minutes, screaming in pain and terror, crying for someone to make it stop before she passed out again. The bastard ran a test to try and find out what she had been poisoned with, but couldn't find out with it. What? That's what I said. I swear, that thing's medical license has to be from some dinky backwater university. He was having trouble just trying to patch up the cuts. Did he say there was anything strange about them? Cuts themselves? No. I'm telling you, Natalie, that colonel is an absolutely worthless doctor. Worthless, or something far worse. In the end, I had to force him to use his precious resources to try and test known antidotes for a cure. The threat of reporting his undocumented cupboards, he finally found one. She's still unconscious, though. The doctor says she's currently in a coma induced by the chemicals and isn't responding to outside stimuli. If I wanted to ask her a question, not sure when, if ever, you'll be able to talk with her. That's not reassuring. What am I going to do? Find the culprit, I suppose. Why are you here? You hate Faye. Clearly not strong enough. What does that mean? I don't trust him. Nor do I trust that bastard. I don't want to... I'm left alone with my dog. She's not a dog and she's not yours. Fine. My wolf. Not better. Lena left me. All I was left with my memories. Faye, the girl I hear you call a mutt on a daily basis, the woman you treat like garbage, is precious to you. You have a strange way of showing it. You should head to bed. You're still spun up over what happened out there. Guess it's my turn to yell, whatever, and storm off. I'm sorry about that. I'm just stressed about my family. I've lost too many people important to me. I don't want any more. I don't want to lose any more. I don't want to lose more to something I don't want to lose more to something I could prevent. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Also, I think Soul's voice is slowly changing. I understand, Soul. We're both tired. There's a lot more in play here than a radar station in the middle of nowhere or a battle between two squadrons of starfighters. But it's not right. I don't want to hurt my only friend here. I don't care if the rest of them hate me. That's just part of my job, but you... just try to be nice with them. If you could, my job would be easier. You've been be happier, and we'd both not be a hair away from snapping. I'll try, but no promises. I'll try to thank you, but no promises. Good night, Natalie. Don't stay here all night. I'll stay here as long as I'm needed. He slips back into a resting position, leaning against a wall parallel to the door. He won't be leaving that spot until Faye gets better. Phil never once asked about my suspicions, never tried to pry information from me. He told me all of his thoughts and concerns about Colonel Nelson, being suspicious, but asked nothing in return. I want to trust him. For now, I will. I'll give my old friend the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to keep getting angry at him. The way he wants to protect Faye, actions speak louder than words. I think I'll trust him to watch over her. He does such mean things, but then he does something like this. Blech. Why doesn't he just be honest with himself? Either he hates or he likes her. Clean and simple. Why can't things be clean and simple? Dan Nelson. Hiding medicine, not knowing the basics of medicine, just being unable to correctly identify the chemical agent. Is he a colonel who just doesn't practice medicine? Or something much more sinister? I didn't even give Kylie much thought until now. What's she bringing on the ship that we don't know about? I should have been more concerned when Soul mentioned the beginning of those Quinn stakes. Alright, let's feel heavy. Today's been far too long. Bed. Try to keep my mind focused on it so the rampaging demons of my mind don't consume me right now. I almost pull myself into the embrace of my warm sheets, but quiet sobbing pulls me from my focus. Kika? Almost a heartbeat, the sobbing stops. The mask of the hero is pulled back on and Kika drops from her top bunk. Oh, hey. What are you doing here? I thought you'd be thinking about the recording. I could ask you the same question. I thought you were on the bridge doing the navigation. Suna threw me out. She seems to think I'm not emotionally stable enough right now to do basic navigation to uncharted space. Please. Are you? Of course I am. Why bother asking such a stupid question? Are you? Yeah, I'm just fine. I wasn't the one who was attacked after all. What's Wolfie doing? For someone who spends most of her time on uncharted planets, I'm sure she's fine. I doubt this was the first time she's been attacked by monsters. I don't have the heart to tell her that Faye's been poisoned. Then again, she may already know. She's sleeping right now. Dr. Nelson's doing his best to patch her up, good as new. I knew it! That's why I chose her to be my minion. I wouldn't choose someone who was a weakling. You have others? Of course, but she's the only one who had orders with me. Blade had to stay behind. Serves him right for not working harder. Still would have liked to send him a message before we made the shift into deep space. You won't be able to communicate each other out there. Sounds like you miss him. I don't miss him. Idiot. I just wanted to make sure he was taking care of himself. He's a mess without me watching over him. Sure you aren't the one who's a mess without him? Yeah. No, I'm just fine. Things are tough right now, but I'm tougher. You sure she's okay? Why don't you go down there and check? Soul's down there right now. Now you've got me worried again. Worried about your friend? I'm not worried about anything. I'm just concerned that my minion isn't getting the same care that I would be afforded. By either a subpar doctor or a secret smuggler? You've got low standards for yourself, Lieutenant. Try as she might, that mask just can't seem to stay up. Kika's hurt emotionally just like Faye was mauled physically. If I let my heart decide, I would exonerate Kika right now. But I have to maintain my suspicion while the evidence points to her. I can't just let my emotions blind me. Maybe, just for tonight, I can let everyone be innocent and be the trusting comrade Kika needs. As I pull myself into the bed, the words on my heart finally let themselves be heard. Don't worry, Kika. We'll find the artifact and go home heroes. Everyone will cheer for us, and no one will need to be sad or in pain anymore. Right, that's the only logical outcome after all. Well, I'm going to bed. I'm going to need to be in top form tomorrow. Good night. night, and good luck to us all. I can't help but stare out the window, my thoughts lost in space. Letting my heart and hopes get blended into the mission. Each day as it passes, I'm letting myself care about more than just the results. It's scaring me. They said that Faye is still sleeping 23 hours a day. Ugh. Her sleeping every waking minute of the day is nothing new, but it... Oh wait, Soul jokes that her sleeping every waking minute of the day is nothing new, but it hurts me to think that may have been responsible. Saito shouldn't let herself care about the people in the case. If something like this happens, I'm supposed to just brush it aside and keep working. But out here, in the depths of space, my armor has been stripped away. My soul faces reality, and the questions of my actions start to mount up. There's only one time-tested thing I can do to recover from this descent into darkness. Time for some Marino's Quest. I reach for my datapad, but the familiar weight on my hip's not there. That's right, the crook smashed it, the criminal who escapes my grasp. Guess I can just keep staring out into space. Even now, as my mind slips further into insanity, the tune of the greatest game in all of history plays through my mind. I can hear its melody, so calming and relaxing. Wait. This may be eroding my sanity, but I'm pretty confident that the music is playing in more than just my head. It's permeating around the bridge. The only person on the bridge is Kika, who's been huddled over her station for a while now. Now that I think about it, Soul mentioned something about Kika being an avid gamer during my questioning session with the commander. Never got a chance to talk with her about it. No time better than to get my hands on... No time better than now. I can totally read. Then to get my hands on some games. Hey, Kika. What? I didn't do anything. Nobody saw me do anything. You can't prove anything! Relax, I just wanted to know if that was Marino's Quest you were playing. Who said I was playing anything? That was the sound of my navigation equipment. It sounds musical to the untrained ear. You're on the spider boss. Alright, what's your price? My price? Not to rat me out. Rasuna always makes me do push-ups. Soul yells at me for a few minutes, and Al makes me cover a shift of his. What's your price? That's called punishment. Call it what you will. What's the price? Can I play? No, nobody plays on my save file. I understand, I'd do the same in your shoes. But just for today, I will let you watch me. I'm about to tell her, where she can stick that boring idea when I remember there's an enemy agent running around. Getting close to one of the suspects might help me. Fine, I'll settle. I walk over to where Kika is sheltering her datapad. Sure enough, it's Marina's Quest. I hate the spider boss. You and me both. At least it's better than the flying fish boss. Flying fish boss? Don't remember that one. Sure you do. We had to fight it just a couple... Oh my... Thanks, Kika. Real nice. Real nice. I stifle a laugh. We should have leveled up outside first. Maybe if you, would have shared the strategy guide with the rest of... Oh my... Are they seriously joking about this? Well, it helps calm them down, I guess. But with the rest of us, if you could have shared the strategy guide with us, the rest things might have gone better. We did the best we could with what we had. Whatever, stop distracting me. Okay, not wishing to continue a pointless argument, I fall silent and commit to just watching her play my game. Kika isn't bad, her finger movements are deft and strategies precise. However, her fighting style is driving me crazy within seconds. You know, you could just use Fire Blast 2 instead of wasting all your ability power on spamming fireballs. Yeah, but this takes care of the little spiderlings as well. That's not your biggest concern. You need to burn the balls off before it tries to use Web Sling. I know, I like this plane better. Fire Blast 2 has splash damage as well. Not nearly big enough. It is if you hit it just right. My accuracy's fine, thank you. You're wasting your potions. I play. See, this is why I can't go home. You know nothing about good tactics. Yours are wasteful. It's just a game. It's just a game. Stop saying that. You just don't understand, Soul. I understand that Lieutenant Star is playing games on her watch again. I think I'd rather play Souls Price than Miss Chatty's. As much as I'd love reminding you again and again about your job while on duty, I'm only here to get Natalie. What's wrong? Is it Faye? Oh, for a second I was worried when they mentioned. I'm still worried about Faye, actually. No, you haven't had anything to eat in 2 days. Jeez. Has it really been that long? Yeah, jeez. Come on, Natalie. Alright, Soul. Alright, Kika, consider what I said about the Fire Blast, too. No. Some people are hopeless when it comes to the best ways to win games. See, there's the winning strategy, which, and that, I'm not going to rant about that now, but yeah, everyone has their own strategy sometimes, especially in some games. Especially when it comes to bosses as well. Okay. I think that lighthearted tone was a good place as any to end the episode. So, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next